Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode with Renault, episode number 42 today for the Hungarian Grand Prix of Season 3, round number 10. If you missed the last episode or any of the other videos, then there is a link to the playlist in the description below. I recommend you go and check them out. So yes, taking a quick look though at R&D. I've already said in the end of the last episode where I think I'm going to concentrate on R&D. The engine pretty much is good. Sashi, we are actually the fourth best behind Racing Point. Are somehow still there, even though they not been performing great. But the one thing that is outstanding is his rear downforce upgrade. It's like the odd one out. I don't know how it is. We're going to try and rush it though and see if we can get it in before the Hungarian Grand Prix, because have it in Hungary, especially where the middle sector, I don't know what it is about the middle sector on this year's game, but I just seem to struggle there, where I haven't struggled in recent years. So hopefully that will be able to come in, and then we'll be able to be more competitive against Ocon. Definitely Belgium will be one that we look at, but it's failed. Well, that's typical, and we don't have enough R&D points to repurchase it, so I will repurchase it in between practice sessions because I want to get it on before the Belgian Grand Prix. This is an ASAP upgrade that needs to be put on, because once we're done there and got that there's sort of like two other upgrades, and then that will lead into the latter half of the aero tree. So that's where I think we're going to be focusing for the end of this year. Qualifying, there's a chance of rain at the end. Knowing the weather forecast here being supplied by the BBC, that chance of rain is probably not going to happen. So yes, you can see though that Mercedes are taking an even bigger stride ahead. We've been jumped ever so slightly by Racing Point, but it's so close between ourselves and McLaren and AlphaTauri as well. Ferrari just a little bit back there now, having dropped behind everybody by not bringing any upgrades between the British and Hungarian Grand Prix. So I think that's where we are with the R&D. We need to basically get the R&D, but obviously points are costly, as well as we move to qualify. And then we're hoping for a better time out than we had at Britain, where we qualified in last place. But I can tell you now, it's not that great. I think that there's just downforce. We're following the Alfa Romeo car as well. You'll see that through the first sector, we were able to stick with the Alfa Romeo car. And then what should we go up the hill? Yes, there's a little bit of acceleration. The Ferrari engine has been improving, but it's not that yet. Again, through some of the corners to see the Sashi parts. But then when we get into sort of this section here, although we're a tenth and a half up, we're bottom of all the people who set time. They're doing the 1:13s, the Red Bulls, 2.5 seconds a lap faster. You can see here that through these snaky-esque type corners, I'm just losing a lot of time to the AI. Like, that's pretty much 0.8 of a second. I don't know why. I've redone my setup. I just think it's just I think it might be a pad thing. Don't quote me on that. I might revisit my setup again, probably, if I get a chance to. Bearing in mind I'm obviously busy modding, finishing off the F1 Project Phoenix mod, but of course it's pathetic lap. It's only P20. We definitely need a lot more work. Our fingers crossed it's just that one aero upgrade, but something tells me there's going to be a little bit more. Yes, qualifying has been terrible for me anyway on this year's game, but this is just taking the joke now by the fact we qualified 20th and last in both of our races. It's not even close. Well, it's time for the Grand Prix.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7 mile Hungaro ring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Let me ask you about Renault. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Alexander Albon will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, Sainz, Magnussen, Ocon and Lance Stroll, Vettel, Norris, George Russell and Latifi, Kvyat, De Vries, Antonio Giovinazzi and Nobuharu Matsushita. Perez and a Renault rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think we can. Don't get me wrong, race pace of course is a million times better than qualifying pace for us. But can we actually do it? I don't know. We're going to try something different again, go from medium to soft. I think we can make it work because the number of laps is longer. So there we go, 4 laps out and away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's a slow start as well. There's 2 bad starts in 2. We're going to dive down the inside now. Go down the inside the Williams side by side with the Racing Point Aston Martin car. And I think it's Perez. And we're going to try and close the gap as we go into the end of the DRS straight. Although it is Stroll, not Perez, excuse me. And Stroll has made contact with us. He just went steaming in there. I just hold the line. Yes, I'm a bit off the line, but oh, this is going to be pinched. I've got nowhere to go here, otherwise I'm not making that corner because we haven't got the downforce. So that's definitely something. Up the inside now, Russell up into 12th place. Thank you very much. We needed to get that move done. Interestingly, Norris has joined us on the medium tyre. That's the first time I see an AI move on to do this strategy on a 25% race on this game, because I know in 50% races they will do it, but in 25 it's unlikely. As we're watching now the front 3, which is Verstappen, Gasly and Albon. Albon had a terrible start, down losing 2 places, not only to his teammate but also his arch nemesis Pierre Gasly, as we're now looking up to overtake Lando Norris with DRS down the inside, the second of the DRS zones. Norris did have a bit of an issue which I think he's just about to resolve, but not in time to stop us getting past him. We move up into P11 Max and up into the points, so there's points available. I don't know how to do it. We jump now though to lap 8 and we now have the lead. We lead from Norris, who's like us, is yet to stop. I'm hoping that Norris is AI team and the McLaren have some sense and pit him onto onto softs and not hards, because no doubt we've seen that Verstappen is on hards, as you can see. There he goes. You can see how much of a train we haven't really got that much pace around here. I'm hoping for a better time out at Belgium. It's a better track for me personally. It should be a better track because there's less of an aero reliance. We should have that also, that major aero upgrade on the car by then, as we move into the pits at the end of lap 11. Norris continues on surprisingly, so he might be trying the overcut. Hopefully that means he'll be going on to a set of soft tyres like I am and not hard, so we can have a little bit of a last bit battle for him. As we come out now it's going to be behind Magnussen and unfortunately behind Russell, but they're going to be on the harder tyres. We're going to be plenty in time in front of De Vries, I think. De Vries, yeah, not having. He seems to be. He's having 2 good races. To be fair, De Vries. Even he was higher up than he was normally in Britain. As Norris comes out the pits on the hard tyres, and we've gone round the outside of him cleanly. To be fair, it was a good move. But as Lewis Hamilton is out, there's the Hungarian Grand Prix. I mean, he wasn't doing much, but the safety car has been deployed, so this is a big chance for us to get points. Russell and Magnussen are now up into the points. Norris is on the hard tyres, so we'll be looking to make them. But yeah, saying about De Vries, he's had a couple of good races recently. So obviously now he's out the shadow of Verstappen with Matsushita as his teammate. Let's see if he can shine and start to improve that car, as we got a racing points even behind him. So he's doing well. But on the restart then, obviously we've got to get rid of George Russell. We need points, even if it is just 1 point. I don't know. Can we get past Magnussen, bearing in mind that Honda is faster than us. It's the only one of 2 engines faster than us along with the Mercedes. Down the inside, it's a deja vu move to the one we made earlier, and that's pretty much how it ended for Russell. Its time in the points, and that's how the Grand Prix ended. We couldn't catch Magnussen. We sort of ran out of laps. We were starting to, but the tyres also started to fall away. So it's P10 day. It's not really where we want to be, but we've made up 10 places if you think about it, which is madness. It's enough to get us drive of the day as well. So we'll take every little helps, as Tesco's motto used to be. Ocon as well, only making it up. He got jumped by Vettel though, so that's something to work out, whether Ferrari now are starting to get their act together again after that settlement earlier in the season. As De Vries made it up to 13th, so ahead of both of the racing points. Considering how lively Perez was at the start, I know Stroll probably suffered with that front wing because he went storming in. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, we've got 99 points. We're 2 points behind Hamilton, but I don't think we can stay with him. Verstappen, I think, is going to be the main challenger for our 4th place. But is there enough races left? Bearing in mind we've got, I think, 5 races left in this season. Can he catch us in time? Bearing in mind the Mercedes will have better tracks to come. Who knows? Constructors wise, that's very worrying that we're only 1 point ahead of AlphaTauri, so we need to get our act together.
That was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
To dive bomb everybody at turn 1. No, the sash, to be fair, the sashi isn't that bad. There are a few upgrades that I want to make, but yes, the stars aligned. And we managed to dive bomb everybody at turn 1.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So yes, that's where we are with Claire. Usual questions, really. I mean, there could be worse, could be better though. And that's pretty much where we're probably most likely going to leave it. We've got this. You saw that I repurchased that aero upgrade. We are unfortunately though, we've only got majors around us. Majors are ultimate, so they're gonna the majors cost 2,000 resource point. The ultimate 3,500. I don't know. We don't really need a tyre wear upgrade. There's probably this major weight redistribution that we'll do first. There's a major weight reduction upgrade, which is the an ultimate one, which is the last one. Brakes, I don't really think the brakes are pretty much okay. I think that's probably going to be where the penultimate one before the tyre wear will leave till the end, obviously. In terms of engine wise, we're really doing that well. Maybe we'll do one more on the engine power, that ultimate engine power, but that probably be into next season, especially the fact it's going to cost 3,000 resource points to do. Durability as well, I'm not going to touch. That's probably going to be the last. We've got 2 minor engine upgrades from Renault themselves, which will come in a future season, unfortunately. We've got these 2 major durability upgrades, but again, durability also costs a bit, so we're not really going to be touching them, especially the fact we've got enough engines now to take us to the end of the season, so I don't think we're going to be touching durability. Ultimately depends how quick we get those resource points in as well. But yes, if you have enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see more episodes of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode when they come out. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye. Bye.